Hi, friends. A most pleasant good afternoon to you all. Welcome inside Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware as the Delaware Blue Hens ACHA Men's Division I team returns to home ice for one final game this month, taking on the Villanova Wildcats of the ECHA in a Sunday matinee matchup right before the Thanksgiving holiday. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications press box. And we've got the whole crew with us today. Production assistant Eli Swope, videographer Saunders Penn with us behind the scenes on this Sunday as Delaware looks to bounce back from being swept by Stony Brook in a home-and-home last weekend. Some defensive breakdowns led to a 6-3 defeat here on Friday. And then we won't talk about Saturday. Matters just worse all around for the Blue Hens as they lost by more than a touchdown at the rinks. So looking to bounce back here on home ice. Todd Mittelmeyer calls upon Jacob Snellenberg for the start between the pipes. 5-2-0 on the year with a .291 goals against average and a save percentage of .911 coming into this game. On the Villanova side of the line, Dmitry Kapronov getting the start between the pipes. He's 4-2-1 with a .184 goals against average and a gaudy .946 save percentage in terms of offensive productivity on this Wildcat team. Wouldn't you know it, defenseman James Reagan almost leading this team in points recorded, 4 goals and 5 assists. Leading contributor is the starting center, and that's Charles Davis in point-a-game territory, 3 goals and 7 assists. In 9 games played, good for 10 total points. And then things pretty spread out across a few other names. Brendan O'Brien, 4 goals, 3 assists. Michael Bianco, 4 and 2. They'll start alongside Davis. Looking on down the depth chart, Jonathan Naraki with 5 goals and 3 helpers in 8 appearances for the Wildcats. So another point-a-game forward there. And Davian Peretti, the other starting defenseman, also recording 3 goals and 4 assists. So a power-packed starting lineup on the Villanova side. Any of those 5 can score at will. Meanwhile, Delaware calling upon their second line today. Freshman Leighton Baisadecki starting at left wing, a point-a-game player for the Blue Hens. And as far as the top line's concerned, Mason Moore, Tanner Mahoney, those two joined by Liam Gott, another first-year Blue Hen, stepping up from the second line to join Moore and Mahoney, who are at or nearing point-a-game status on the score sheet for Delaware this year. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it'll be go time from Fred Rust Arena Teddy Bear Toss 2025. As Hockey Fights Cancer Month continues here in November and here at Fred Rust Arena. And for everyone joining us from far and wide on the Delaware Hockey Network, we're glad you're here too. We'll learn a little bit more about the Andrew McDonough Be Positive Foundation after the first period and how you can contribute to the cause of bringing childhood cancer to an end. This is the Delaware Hockey Network. It's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long. We'll be back in just a few moments when we'll head inside the glass for today's opening introductions.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Hockey fans, good afternoon, and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Today, the American Collegiate Hockey Association presents a men's Division I regular season game between the visiting Villanova University Wildcats and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet this afternoon's starting lineups. For the visiting Villanova Wildcats, starting in goal, number 30, Dmitry Kapranov. On defense, number 3, James Reagan. And number 27, Davian Peretti. At left wing, number 16, Michael Bianco. At right wing, number 8, Brendan O'Brien. And at center, number 71, Charles Davis. And now let's meet the starting six for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting on defense from West Hartford, Connecticut, number 7, Finn Boyd. And from Gaithersburg, Maryland, number 27, Noah Goose. Starting at left wing from Spring Lakes, New Jersey, number 29, Leighton Baisadecki. At right wing from Caldwell, New Jersey, number 17, Andrew Lowe. Starting at center from Foundry City, Neenah, Wisconsin, the Iron Man, number 37, Cody Diaz. And between the pipes from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. Your Delaware Blue Hens are coached by Todd Mittelmeyer, Jason Bain, Dominic Lignelli, and Mark Zezut, assisted by student manager Miss Ellie Bates. The on-ice officials for this afternoon's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Evan Anthony and Will Fannin, and linespeople Anthony Saracola and Sam Skripko. Fans, at this time, we direct your attention to center ice, where we are joined for a ceremonial puck drop by the founder of the Andrew McDonough Be Positive Foundation, Mr. Hugh McLaughlin. Captains, we ask that you join Hugh at center ice for this ceremonial puck drop. Thomas, Cody, Hugh, thank you all. Now, fans, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ready for Sunday afternoon hockey in the first state, and we are so glad to have all of you with us here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Thanks to Hugh McLaughlin for the ceremonial puck drop. We'll hear from him at the end of the first period as he speaks about the mission of the Andrew McDonough Be Positive Foundation. But right now, our focus on a Sunday afternoon tilt between the Wildcats and the Blue Hens. Delaware in their special Hockey Fights Cancer third kits. Purple sweaters, lilac on the hem, lilac on the yoke. Moving left to right, Villanova in their away whites. Moving from right to left, the way we see it. Sam Skripko with the opening faceoff. Davis and Diaz to take this opening draw, and off we go at Fred Rust Arena. Puck thrown in right off the initial draw, studied by Snellenberg, and this will be picked up by Diaz at the far corner of his own zone. He plays it off his backhand, but not out. It was blocked down by James Reagan, the forechecking defenseman. Goose kicks this up the right wing boards. Reagan chases it down behind his own goal, and he leaves the puck to Davian Peretti, who plays it up the near boards. Picked up there by Brendan O'Brien. Racing into Delaware territory. Centering pass was broken up. Looked like Davis got a piece of it. Here comes Bajsadecki the other way, all by his lonesome shot. Denied by Kapranov. So already a shot each way. Although the Delaware shot the only one that's been recorded by downstairs. Here's Andrew Lowe stepping in over the line, taking aim from the half boards. Instead, he caroms the puck in behind the net, where it is intercepted by Villanova's Thomas Huard. Sullivan steadies. He tried to play it up the middle into the path of Naraki, but this was taken away. Sullivan works it just over the blue line. Here a shot from Huard goes up into the netting and out of action. Face-off coming to the left of Snellenberg, and it's controlled by the Blue Hens and Danny Berg. Plays this up the middle. It was tipped at center by Liam Gott. Contact on the good side of center, so linesperson Sam Skripko rules no icing, and this is gloved down by Kapranov for a pause. Delay of game called. "90 seconds into the proceedings. And it will be against Sullivan. So our first Delaware Sports Medicine power play is coming up. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities at desportsmed.com. Villanova penalty was assessed to number 14, Colin Sullivan. 2 minutes for delay of game. Time of the penalty, 1 minute, 30 seconds in the first period. Sullivan, 2 for delay of game at 1:30. Bajsadecki, Berg, Gott, Mahoney, and Moore. The quintet of power play attackers for the Blue Hens as we work our way to the 2-minute mark of the first period. Berg under duress, able to find Mahoney. This is shoveled in now up the left wing boards off the backhand of Bajsadecki. Turning and clearing was Sebastian Novin from behind the Villanova goal line. Snellenberg steadies opposite side and he steers the puck away from the pursuing Nawrocki. Bajsadecki to Moore up the left dots. Moore pinched to the wall by Noble. Keeps on ticking. He tried to feed to Gott in the low slot. There the feed back to Moore after Gott's momentum carried him below the goal. Didn't connect, but Bajsadecki holds the point. Mahoney stutter steps trying to pave a way to the cage from the near dot. Bajsadecki holding the zone after the failed Villanova clear. He pulls back. Here's Boyd taking aim from distance. That one on target and saved by Kapranov. Wildcats clear. Boyd pulls back into his own zone, and he circles behind the net to evade forechecking pressure from Dylan Anderson. Here comes Finn Boyd, trying to go coast to coast, but slowed up at the blue line. Wheeler couldn't clear. Diaz protecting territory for the Hens. 20 seconds to go in this man-up situation. And again, Delaware will have to regroup and neutral ice. Here's Tommy Tracy. Slowed up by the reaching stick of Austin, angling him behind the cage. Wheeler gains a loose puck, but he fails to clear. Boyd doing well to keep the zone airtight from the point. Final seconds of the Sullivan penalty tick away. Wildcats back full strength after the Blue Hens register their 4th shot on goal. Delaware cycling with Austin Vecchio. Feeding to Lowe, one-timer from just inside the line was blocked in net front traffic, and Stan Wheeler will clear for the Wildcats. No icing, says Saracola. O'Brien chased the puck down. He had time and space, but no support, and he gave it away. O'Brien leaves the puck back to Reagan, just inside the Villanova blue line. We've passed the 4-minute mark of a scoreless hockey game. Here's Charles Davis bobbing and weaving through traffic. His shot from 20 feet, steered aside by Snellenberg's pads. Reagan threw one in to net front commotion. Puck ends up at the near half wall, turned by Lowe behind the net, around to the Calgary, Alberta native Cade Coughlin, who leaves this for Boyd, but it will come back an icing with 4.5 minutes gone in period number 1. Face-off coming back into the Delaware zone off the icing. Delaware's third line, seeing Austin Vecchio joining Chance DeBolt and Cade Coughlin. And now Brady Burke plays the puck up the right wing boards. Lowe dodges a check, but he lost the puck. It's picked up by Nawrocki at his own blue line for Villanova. Lofted through traffic. The race to the near corner dead even as Colin Sullivan gets to the vulcanized rubber, trying to feed it back to Peretti at the point. This was tipped offline and walked in by Tracy up the right wing boards for Delaware. Tracy double teamed just inside the line. Leaves the puck to Cam Gibbons with a delayed offside situation in play. Coughlin has to tag up, and that gives Villanova's Davian Peretti time and space to work the puck back towards center and beyond. Driven back in by Coughlin, recovered by Huard. And Thomas Huard will clear, but he gives way to Infanger in neutral ice. Gibbons stretches the puck ahead to Tracy. Cross ice feed. Moore's timing just off on the receipt of the pass. Moore trying to chase down the puck. Hassled by Lepore. Their collective momentum bring play back to center as we near 6 minutes of the first period of a 0-0 hockey game. This thrown in by Luke Panapresso, who hustles off for a change. And here up the near side comes Christian Lepore, trying to run the gauntlet into the Delaware zone, but Berg stands him up. Lepore again off a cross-ice pass over the blue line. Stripped of the puck by Liam Gott, trying to dance his way past Peretti, but to no avail. We've just hit the 6-minute juncture of the opening period from Fred Rust. No score between the Wildcats and the Blue Hens in this Sunday matinee in the first state. Only 2 more home games in calendar year 2025 for the Blue Hens. A weekend series against Kent State coming up the first weekend of November. Next weekend, just before the Thanksgiving holiday, the Hens will travel to Chicagoland for a trio of games against some of the top-ranked teams in ACHA Men's Division I play right now. In came Goose, attracting a crowd on the near corner and taking a body from Grant McCormack. Boyd opposite side, protects position for the Blue Hens, but he gave the puck away. Novan shovels this up the near boards. McCormack takes a big open ice hit from Goose just beyond the red line, separating him from the puck, and the Hens will gain control in their own end off that big bone-shattering hit. Noah Goose doing Noah Goose things. Hard-nosed physical player, but he's got a real good sense of where the line is. This is Chance DeBolt working up the middle, slowed up by Charles Davis. And this is going to come back an icing. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. That's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. Officials determining icing called errantly, so this is going to come back to center. Anyway, the law office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule your free consultation, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664. That's LONG, or visit injuryde.com. Face-off to the left of Snellenberg, off the save, and this is going to be walked up by Bajsadecki, trying to set up a 2-on-2 together with Lowe, but the back-checking Stan Wheeler got on the way at the half wall. Bajsadecki recovering, waiting for Lowe to tag up. So already Todd Mittelmeyer putting the line chart in a blender and trying to find combinations that are going to generate more momentum and still block the passing and shot lanes the other way. Burke on the back check, denying Bianco from 35 feet, and a good save from Snellenberg, keeping the Wildcats scoreless. Wheeler from distance, denied by the Snellenberg stick, and the 16s converge in the far corner of the Delaware zone in pursuit of the puck. Cam Gibbons floats this just clear, and it's picked up at the Villanova blue line by Peretti. Steered in by O'Brien behind the Delaware goal. Now the Wildcats changing as well. Delaware with some fresh legs on themselves with 11:11 to go in opening period action. Danny Berg, time and space, a shot stonewalled by Kapranov. Worth another look on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Best chance so far for the Blue Hens, as Danny Berg's able to split defenders and walk his way in. But Kapranov stood his ground at the top of the crease and has kept the Hens scoreless. This lobbed in from distance by Panapresso. And an Evan Anthony whistle brings play to a halt, a high stick on the puck. So we're 9 minutes in to a 0-0 affair from Fred Rust Arena. And Reagan was slowed up at center. Panapresso recovers and he feeds the puck to the Quebecois Louis-Mathieu Ruel. Shot from high in the zone was well off its intended mark. And the other 14, Colin Sullivan. Works his way to center red before launching a carom shot in behind the Delaware goal. And that enables the Wildcats to get some fresh legs on themselves. Berg up the right boards. Tracy. Cross ice feed, going to be called back offside. 10:19 to go in opening period action. Shot 6-4 Blue Hens. A healthy crowd on hand for Teddy Bear Toss 2025. And glad to have you as part of this Sunday afternoon crowd as well here on the Delaware Hockey Network. As play resumes just above the Villanova blue line, and Evan Noble won the draw for the Wildcats. Noble gained center before the dump in. Finn Boyd had the angle to get to the puck. Goose, pressured by Lepore. Tries to work this up the right wing boards. Puck punched by Panapresso. Nearly towards center before Lepore muscles his way back into the Delaware zone. He lost the puck at the dot. Goose recovered. Here up the middle, Liam Gott in a 1-on-2. Gott shoots, stick save, Kapranov. Getting the rebound is Berg in the far corner. Thrown across ice beyond the reach of Gott. Puck ricochets off the near half boards, and it's steered by Novin. In behind the net and pushed free up the far boards. Anderson clears his own line. The other 7, Finn Boyd recovering for the Hens. In comes Mahoney trying to walk the line. He's pickpocketed by Novin. Loose puck nearly was walked free by Polsinelli. Burke protects the left point. Vecchio bodied off the puck by Novin. It skitters into the far corner of the Villanova zone, where Anderson gets some support from Novin. And Sebastian Novin walks his way up to center before a stick check from Chance DeBolt breaks up his momentum and sends the puck back into Delaware territory with 9 minutes to go in the first period. We are still scoreless from Fred Rust Arena, and the Delaware faithful awaiting that first Blue Hen goal before the Teddy Bears will go flying onto the ice. Stuffed friends for those continuing the battle, and great support for those behind the scenes working toward an end of the battle for all. On the doorstep, the shot from McCormack. Denied by Snellenberg. Good for save number 5. Coughlin across to Bajsadecki. Panapresso steps up. He holds the point. Slapper went just wide. Berg driving in low. He's steered behind the cage by Charles Davis. Berg trying to stick handle his way out of traffic and set something up more deliberate, unable to do so. This is recovered by McCormack for Villanova. He gains center under duress from Diaz before the dump and change. Berg to Lowe up the right wing boards. 7.5 to go in the first period of a 0-0 game. Andrew Lowe confronted by Kapranov, who stepped out of the cage to play the puck behind the net, and James Reagan is stripped of the vulcanized rubber, and Andrew Lowe stick check disrupting him. Backhand feed in close from Bajsadecki. Nobody home for the putback. Here's Bajsadecki winding up from distance at the top of the right circle. That cleared the crossbar and bounced off the back glass. And this puck is cleared up the far boards where Danny Berg pulls back at center to recover for the Blue Hens. Lowe launches this in from the good side of center. Fresh set of hen legs coming on with 13 minutes elapsed in the first period of a 0-0 game. The Villanova Wildcats doing the same as they execute a perfect dump and change, and now up to offer forechecking pressure is Huard, forcing that hurry-up breakout pass from Boyd. He does find Ruel. Boyd holding the point. He launches the puck in from distance. This caught by Kapranov, and he holds. And the manpower is going to drop as both sides will go down a man for roughing. with 6:35 to go in the first period. So we're 4 aside as Peretti and Ruel head off to field 2 minutes of shame. Open ice generally benefits this Delaware team. And play continues to the right of Kapranov. The Villanova penalty was assessed to number 27, Davian Peretti. Delaware penalty assessed to number 14, Louis Mathieu Ruel. Both guys 2 minutes each for roughing. Time of the penalties, 13 minutes, 25 seconds in the first period. Peretti, 2 for roughing. Louis Ruel, 2 for roughing. Both at 13:25 of the first period. Moore working the corner. Boyd, pressured by Novin, gave the puck away to Lynch. Left back to Novin, biding his time behind the net. Hens change as Sebastian Novin carries the puck into the Delaware zone. In a 1-on-4, he shoots, and Snellenberg will cover for a break in the action. Face off to the left of Snellenberg for the restart. Davis gives way to Berg. Bajsadecki, Gott, and Panapresso complete the quartet on for the Blue Hens. 42 seconds remaining. In the 4-on-4, big collision behind the net. As Bajsadecki gets taken down, Berg with the puck. And he carries it right out of the zone. So the Hens will pull back in neutral ice, reset, regroup, and re-enter. Berg hassled by Davis, caroms the puck in low. Bajsadecki playing the body on Austin. Forces the turnover. Hens holding. Panapresso, though, gave it away. And Bianco's going to walk in up the right dots over the Delaware line before he's angled to the far boards, being forced to play the puck in behind the net. Berg clears. Bianco recovers. And we're back to 5-a-side play. 4.5 minutes to go in the first period from Fred Rust Arena. Cade Coughlin with a sweep check, slowing up Huard. Walking in is Vecchio. Hard shot was wide. We've got shots 7 aside from our count. Eli Swope will catch us up on the particulars at the intermission. Giveaway in the D zone. Naraki had time and space for a quality shot from the dot, but he topped the puck, so it turned into a lucky break for the Blue Hens, able to drive play back into the Villanova end as we come to the final 3:40 in the first period. Still scoreless from Fred Rust Arena. 2-on-1. Here's Naraki. Spagnuolo caught up to him. Reinforcements coming in. Novin working the line to Lynch. Stepping up, shot in close. Grant McCormack was denied on the welcome mat by Snellenberg. Brady Burke recovers in the far corner, but he's double-teamed by a pair of Villanova forecheckers. Now Burke finding some space, and Vecchio leaves the puck back to Coughlin. Touch pass back to Austin Vecchio, trying to accelerate up the right wing boards, but he's stood up by Lynch, laying a hip in at him right at the Villanova blue line. Inside 3 minutes to go in the first period from Fred Rust Arena. No score as yet between the purple-clad Blue Hens and the white-clad Villanova Wildcats. Winding up Thomas Lynch with a hard shot. The follow-up from Pulcinelli was off its mark after Snellenberg came up with the initial save. Goose controls in his own end. And this puck is deflected by Lynch into his own bench area and out of play. Neutral zone draw coming up. And the Wildcats control. Carfee drives his way in past Goose up the left wing boards. Infanger bodies him down, and Boyd corrals the loose puck. Boyd to Ruel. Ruel opens fire from the top of the circle. Puck caught and held by Dmitry Kapranov with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first period of this 0-0 game. Face off to Kapranov's right. Fourth line staying on. Infanger is going to be ruled out of the circle. Tommy Tracy in to take his spot. And this puck is tied up in the far corner of the Villanova zone as we work to the final 2 minutes of the first period. Long shot from the point in Panapresso. Off its mark. Berg working this in close. Ruel denied by Kapranov. Puck is loose and ultimately controlled by Villanova's Dylan Anderson. Penalty coming up. Let's see what we get from Will Fannin. Infanger off for tripping with 1:37 to go. In first period play, so to the first penalty kill of the afternoon go the Blue Hens. This penalty kill can be brought to you by, well, you. Sponsorship opportunities are available. To learn more, email mjr@412communications.com. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 4, Alex Infanger. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 18 minutes, 23 seconds in the first period. Infanger, 2 for tripping at 18:23. Reagan from center. Puck goes up into the netting and out of play. 1:13 to go in the first. Shots 10-8 in favor of Villanova. And Dylan Anderson on to win the attacking zone draw. Reagan foils Goose's clearing attempt. Reagan walking the line to Davis. Snellenberg covers up as we reach the final minute of the first period. So after Snellenberg records save number 11 of the afternoon, play migrates to the far side. Bianco to Reagan to Davis, winding up, and he scores. Power play goal for Charles Davis, potting his 4th of the year. And Villanova draw first blood. Off the give and go with James Reagan just inside the line. Davis records goal number 4 on the season. And the Wildcats are on the board first. The Villanova goal, 4th of the season, scored by number 71, Charles Davis. Assisted by number 3, James Reagan, and number 16, Michael Bianco. Time of the power play goal, 19:12 of the first period. Davis's 4th from Reagan and Bianco at 19-12, a power play goal. And just 17 seconds later, the turkey on the table for the Blue Hens. No. As we've got coincidentals, Liam Gott ruled off as well. Staying with the play, walking in for a shot was Coughlin to no avail. And we'll get particulars on these penalties for you momentarily. All right, we've got them now. Here we go. The Villanova penalty was assessed to number 27, Davian Peretti. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Delaware penalty, number 77, Liam Gott. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 19:29 in the first period. Peretti, 2 for cross-checking. Gott, 2 for roughing. Both at 19:29 in the first period. At the end of 20 minutes, the score, Villanova 1, Delaware Blue Hens 0. First period shots on goal. Villanova 13, Delaware 8. Fans, as the teams adjourn to their dressing rooms for the first intermission. We now direct your attention to the Villanova bench area, where we will be joined momentarily by the founder of the Andrew McDonough B Positive Foundation, Hugh McLaughlin, for a few words about the mission of the Andrew McDonough B Positive Foundation.
All right. First and foremost, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to you all for being here. At the Andrew McDonough B Positive Foundation, the largest provider of financial assistance to families. We're fortunate enough to help out with families that need so global leaders in funding cutting-edge childhood cancer research. And that's made possible by teams like the University of Delaware and Villanova University men's hockey teams. It's made possible by people like yourselves.
Overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Welcome back to Sunday afternoon hockey between the Wildcats and the Blue Hens. 1 goal in that first period on Teddy Bear Toss Sunday, and it belonged to Villanova's Charles Davis. A power play tally with 48 seconds to go in the first period off the give and go from James Reagan. Davis potting his 4th of the season. To give the Wildcats the early advantage. We're going to start period number 2 with 1:29 of 4-on-4. Puck is down and they're off. If you're just joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, Blue Hens clad in purple today, traveling from west to east, from our right to our left. In second period action, Villanova in their away whites, moving from left to right as Snellenberg makes the save on the first shot of the second period. Diaz up the left wing boards to Bajsadecki, trying to work out of the Blue Hens zone, and the Hens do. Nearly was an odd man rush. This puck rifled in by Panapresso. Berg couldn't reel it in at the half wall. It comes back into the neutral zone, where recovering, here's Bajsadecki. Bajsadecki split defenders, rang one off the post from the corner. And Thomas Lynch controls behind his own goal. Novin throws this off the far boards into the path of Lynch. Walking in close. Finn Boyd lost his stick as those two converged in the far corner. Good support from Panapresso to steer the puck behind the cage. 15 to go in the 4-on-4. And here comes Austin Vecchio trying to weave his way through traffic up the left wing boards. He gains the Nova line, but he's bodied down by Austin in the corner. 3 seconds to go before both teams improved to full strength. And the advance of Brendan O'Brien was slowed up by Boyd. And play is halted by Will Fannin. Last play face-off going to be spotted right in front of the 412 Communications broadcast box with 95 seconds gone in period number 2. So the backup goalies being enlisted in the role of penalty box attendant. They lack the suits in about 50 years, but they'll do for a Sunday afternoon. Goose working behind his goal, tried to feed the puck to Mahoney up the right wall, but that pass was blocked down and away. Noble protecting territory for Villanova, looking to pad their advantage here in the second period. Liam Gott couldn't drive through a cluster of Wildcats just inside the line. Wheeler brings this back the other way. Stan Wheeler gaining the center line before dumping the puck in, and now the Wildcats set up on the offensive. Here a cross-ice pass and a long shot from Gannon Austin. Steered wide by the Snellenberg paddle. Here comes Mahoney and Gott together. Gott shoots, denied by Kapranov. Unable to finish off the rebound was Moore. Mason Moore trying to work his way back in toward the cage. Tried to chip the puck past Anderson, who took it away. Skripko calling this offside with 17:23 to go, and the reactions he got from the Delaware bench. The question being, was the right winger in onside position? And Jason Bainge was right on the determining edge, standing on the Delaware bench there, so whew. And there's the Delaware goal. So back to level pegging we go. And the Teddy Bears are flying. Giving it another look here on the 412 Communications Instant Replay. Holding the line is Brady Burke off the long feed. And 2 minutes and 51 seconds into the contest, or rather into the second period of the contest. The Teddy Bears flood the ice at Fred Rust Arena, and the Delaware Blue Hens are up to level. With the Villanova Wildcats. Awaiting the particulars on the goal. Looked like it was Coughlin with the assist. And Brady Burke gets his first of the year. To bring the Hens back even. So the Bears have been collected. And Burke with the equalizer. Sets Fred Rust Arena alight. And we've got a brand new hockey game. Oh, Delaware goal! His first of the season. Scored by number 24, Brady Burke. Assisted by number 20, Cade Coughlin. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 51 seconds in the second period. Burke's first from Coughlin at 2:51. Kapranov freezes. Face-off coming to his left with 16:39 to go here in period number 2. Attacking zone draw for the Hens. And Alex Infanger's going to get a new adversary as Anderson's waved out. Bianco taking his place and James Reagan. Wins the draw for Villanova. Louis Mathieu Ruel holding the zone. Turning and shooting. Tracy. Rebound from Kapranov. Unable to finish was Infanger. Wildcats clear. Panapresso swats the puck back deep into the Villanova zone. Villanova ranked 24th in the ACHA Men's Division I table. Delaware trying to claw their way back into the rankings after a less than stellar but still respectable start to the season. They're 8-6-1, but a pair of defeats to Stony Brook last weekend. No help to the Blue Hens' cause as they try to find their momentum, generally right about the point in the season where they start to heat up. Losing his footing was Naraki. Puck ends up in the near corner where Panapresso recovers for the Hens. He was met by a pair of Wildcats along the near boards and thus unable to clear. Infanger does, fighting by Sadecki, who's hassled now and was nearly held up by Jonathan Naraki. Back in the Villanova zone, this puck ends up on the stick of Huard, but he's confronted by Berg. They're tied up in the near corner. By Sadecki joining the battle. So too was Novin. This walked in, low shot, and the rebound is in. Delaware have taken the lead. Go to the net, and good things will happen. The Iron Man, Cody Diaz, for the putback, gives the Hens the lead. 5:06 into the second. Watching it again by Sadecki. Setting up the low shot. And Diaz coming up with the rebound putback, making this a 2-1 hockey game. Delaware getting the lead for the first time this afternoon. And for Cody Diaz, that is his 4th of the season. Oh, Delaware goal! His 4th of the season. Scored by number 37, Cody Diaz. Assisted by number 17, Andrew Lowe. And number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. Time of the goal, 5 minutes, 6 seconds in the second period. Diaz's 4th from Lowe and Bajsadecki at 5:06. So the Hens with a pair of quick goals to shift the momentum in their favor early in the second period. Got with the takeaway, and now off the cross-ice touch pass from Lowe. He comes barreling in up the left wing wall. Lowe held up by Polsinelli in the far corner. Maintaining control for the Hens. Long shot was launched in by Burke, looking for a second. Puck was waffle boarded up and away by Kapranov to the near corner. Here's Moore. Pressed up the far wall. Burke could not hold. This goes into the bench area and out with 13:26 to go in the second period of a 2-1 game. Advantage Delaware over Villanova. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork brisket and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides, sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch. Or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Gott with the takeaway, and he skies the puck in behind the goal. It ends up on the stick of Charles Davis of Villanova. Forced to hurry up on his breakout under forechecking heat from Mahoney. Cross ice feed found Reagan. That shot off the drop pass came off the stick of Brendan O'Brien. Snellenberg with the pad save. Follow-up came from Peretti deep in the zone. It is covered and held by Snellenberg for a break in the action with 12 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in middle period play. Face-off will be spotted to Snellenberg's right. Fresh legs on all round. The Huard line on for Villanova. DeBolt taking the draw for Delaware. Huard wins the attacking zone face-off, but Sullivan's plastered to the far corner wall by Panapresso. Puck battle continues. Panapresso kicks this free, but he's unable to clear as Peretti holds the left point right in front of his own bench. Sullivan. Back to Huard to the far corner. Huard checked off the puck by Chance DeBolt. Huard reaches for it, but Cade Coughlin, the Albertan, right there. Coughlin unable to wrest the puck clear. On the doorstep, Huard once, twice denied by Jacob Snellenberg. And we're going to take another look at this exchange on the 412 Communications Instant Replay. So puck battle in the far corner going the way of the Wildcats. Huard waiting right on the welcome mat. Banging away at the vulcanized rubber, but unable to get past Snellenberg, who came up with saves 18 and 19 in the exchange. Jacob Snellenberg with a 95% strike rate in the save department so far today, as Louis Mathieu-Ruel is bodied by Lynch into the corner boards deep in the Villanova zone and separated from the puck. It is cleared, delayed offside briefly against Delaware as Goose drives the puck back in deep. Here's Novin off the give and go, 2-on-2. Novin slowed up in the slot by Infanger. Rather, that was Finn Boyd who lost his footing. Taking aim was Lepore off the failed Delaware clear. Shot was well off its mark. We're working our way to halfway from Fred Rust Arena. 2 on the score. Advantage Delaware before a healthy home crowd here in Newark. Definitely more fans than seagulls on this Sunday afternoon, and a welcome sight it is. Kapranov stepping up out of the crease to play the puck, and that's a Delaware goal. No. Ruled no goal. There is no goal. Play was offside. We're going to give it another look. Here on the replay. Yep. Absolutely was offside as the goalie and the Delaware attacker collided at the tops of the circles, and the Delaware attacker did not make it back out of the zone after the puck had cleared the zone. So no goal, no shot, and we restart at center. Great disallowed goal there by Evan Anthony. I mean, textbook as can be, but absolutely the right call. Trying to bulldoze his way into the slot was Rapatoni. Lowe recovers for the Hens, and he chips the puck back to center. We are halfway through this 2-1 hockey game from Fred Rust Arena. Andrew Lowe again to Gibbons. Played up the near boards, but beyond the reach of Bajsadecki, and icing is waved off by linesperson Sam Skripko. Austin the other way. Couldn't get past Panapresso, who throws the puck in over the Villanova line. Mahoney couldn't chase it down. Back to Panapresso it comes. Hassled by O'Brien just inside the Delaware stripe. Airborne puck gloved down by Mahoney. Here's a 2-on-2. More to Gott. Gott putting on the brakes, trying to set up Moore on the doorstep, who couldn't track down the puck off the end boards. Here's O'Brien on a fast break counterattack. Unable to work his way through the lumber along the near boards for the Hens. Here's Mahoney back in. Mahoney's shot. Kapranov save. A-grade chance for a third Delaware goal, but Dmitry Kapranov standing his ground well for Villanova, keeping the margin a single tally. Mahoney wraparound, couldn't get past. Off the long shot from Berg at the point. Here comes O'Brien. Into traffic along the right wing boards. He gained the red line before a lazy dump in, and the Wildcats get a much-needed change. Hens botch the stretch pass on the way back, but Vecchio tracking down the puck in the near corner, trying to preserve the momentum of the Blue Hens in search of a third goal. 8.5 to go. Here in the second period, Boyd from distance, well wide. In close to Bolt, couldn't jam the puck past Kapranov. Again, standing his ground for save number 21. Play migrates back inside the Delaware blue line, where Goose recovers. Across this goes to Coughlin, centering pass up the middle, Finn Boyd walking in. Across it goes to Coughlin again. Skip pass, botched at the near dot by Austin Vecchio. Good puck movement up until there to keep Kapranov moving post to post, and that's what you've got to do to beat a netminder who is so fundamentally solid. The Burke shot was from distance. The Diaz goal was off a rebound. And we've got a trip signaled with 7:41 to go in the second period, and Cade Coughlin's going to go for a 2-minute reprieve. This is officially at 12:48 in the second, so back to the PK go the Blue Hens. Just over halfway there on this Sunday afternoon. And the Delaware PK going to have to carry the weight here for the next 120 seconds. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 20, Cade Coughlin, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes, 48 seconds in the second period. Coughlin 2 for tripping at 12:48. Bianco working behind the cage. To Davis. This is kicked high to Peretti. Long shot off the back glass. Just high and just wide. Reagan protecting. Back to Davis this goes. Reagan's off. Lynch on to take his place. Meanwhile, Peretti holding the line. Playing keep away with Davis. Long shot off the Peretti stick. Just off its mark. Davis trying to walk in. Gibbons slowed him up. Centering pass, reaching for the puck. O'Brien couldn't do anything with it. He was surrounded by purple sweaters from all angles, and the Hens clear at the midpoint of the Coughlin penalty. 6:38 to go in the second period of a 2-1 hockey game. Delaware with the advantage. Bianco leading the second wave of this Villanova power play. He's steered to the far wall by the tandem of Diaz and Goose. Cycled to O'Brien. Coming up to the top of the circle. Cross ice pass, Lynch leaving this to the point. A rocket off the Naraki stick. Ricocheted off the back glass. Brady Burke double teamed in a fight for the rebound. This is gained by O'Brien, but he couldn't stick handle his way past Burke. Burke holding his ground, tried to flip the puck to Goose, but beyond his reach it sails, and Anderson drives it in deep again for the Wildcats. 15 seconds to go in the second period. 2-1 the tally. Delaware with the advantage. Just inside 6 minutes to go in the second period. Finally, Noah Goose gets some clearance, and he lofts the puck up ice, where it's played by Kapranov from out of the cage. Back to full strength go the Blue Hens. And back into the Delaware zone goes Christian Lepore. This is taken away by Mahoney. Panapresso advances the puck up the far wall, and Moore works it clear. It is returned by Austin. As far as the Delaware line, taken away by Gott, walking in, backhand. Kapranov with the save, and the puck skitters to his left right along the goal line. Gott was all by his lonesome, had no support for a second chance opportunity there. But still the Hens maintain a 1-goal advantage as we enter the final 5 minutes of the second period. Not much breathing room for anybody in this contest. Every puck has been contested. Every goal has been earned, and this is offside. .444 to go in period number 2. Face-off just in front of the Villanova bench. Infanger and Polsinelli. In for the draw. And the Hens control Finn Boyd. Slowed up at center by Rapatoni. And Infanger recovers for the Delaware side. Goose could not find Ruel. And this is going to come back an icing with 4.5 remaining in period number 2. Hens win the D-zone faceoff after the icing infraction. And now Tommy Tracy accelerates up the left wing boards. Delayed offside against the Hens, as Infanger did not pay heed to the aloft arm of Anthony Saracola. So both teams will change now with 4:07 to go in the second. And we'll restart just above the Villanova line, with Delaware's third line coming on, the DeBolt, Coughlin, and Vecchio combination. Again, Delaware's Hockey Fights Cancer sweaters, a tribute to their Andrew McDonough B positive hero, Aiden Graham. Number 85 for the Delaware Junior Blue Hens. And a gutsy young lad who 3 years ago this month was diagnosed with cancer, and in March, we're happy to report, was officially declared cancer-free. Aiden and his family here with us this afternoon. And the bond between that young man and this Blue Hens team, if you don't tear up just thinking about it, I don't know. .323 to go in the second period. Face-off's going to come just above the Delaware blue line after the stoppage in the Hen zone. Diaz on for the draw. And this is advanced by Lowe up the right wing boards back into the Villanova end. Diaz takes a heavy hit from Carfey in the far corner. Puck knocked loose, now corralled by O'Brien. Thrown up the middle toward Davis, but pickpocketed by Panapresso. Panapresso launches the puck in off his backhand. Diaz pursuing, but Lynch got there a half step quicker behind his own goal. This taken away by Bajsadecki. He shoots and scores. Score one for the old 2-9er, Leighton Bajsadecki, with his 7th of the year. And the Blue Hens extend their lead to 3-1. Here it is again. Bajsadecki with the steal from Lynch. And officially this will be an unassisted tally for the first-year Blue Hen from Spring Lakes, New Jersey. Looking for another was Mason Moore, but to no avail. Oh, Delaware goal! His 7th of the season. Scored by number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. Time of the unassisted goal, 17 minutes, 8 seconds in the second period. Bajsadecki's 7th unassisted at 17:08. 2 and change to go in the second period. And this period has had Delaware's name all over it. Airborne puck into the back netting necessitated the face-off again to Kapranov's left, and this one goes Villanova's way. O'Brien to Davis up the right wing boards. Davis walking in, goal line extended. Sends the puck into the netting and out of action. Peretti bobbled the puck at the point and is driven back to his own blue line. Checked off the vulcanized rubber, which is recovered by Infanger and thrown back in behind the Villanova goal. This is Davis up the middle. He drops the puck off to Bianco at the right point. Working it up the right wing boards, Bianco takes a heavy hit in the corner from Boyd. Finn Boyd trying to dig the puck free. We're down to the final 80 seconds of the second period. This shot from Peretti skied off a stick into the back netting behind Snellenberg, and we've got a pause with 1:18 to go in the second period. Delaware up 3-1, and the faceoff coming to Snellenberg's right. DeBolt's waved out of the circle. Conklin his substitute for the draw. Another puck over the glass and out. And this is going to stay inside. .70 to go in the second period. Brady Burke trying to evade pressure from Huard.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
Burke again after failing to clear the first time. This is left across by Gibbons to DeBolt. Steamrolling his way in over the Villanova line. Conklin couldn't maintain the Hens' momentum. This is brought back to center by Reagan. Burke again from his own zone. To Vecchio. The pass didn't connect, and this will come back an icing. 33 to go in period number 2. 3-1 the Delaware lead. Hens' third unit forced to stay on as a result of the icing. Noble and DeBolt set to square off. And Brady Burke again works the puck clear up the left wing boards. Conklin angles his way to the near corner to beat Peretti, but only just. They attract a crowd. Here's Gibbons winding up from the left point. Shot bobbles in, covered by Kapranov for a pause. Diaz to Lowe, off the face-off. And his shot was blocked. Last chance for the Hens. Berg, Bajsadecki winding up, shooting. Kapranov with the save right in time, and he's saved by the bell on the secondary. The score at the end of 2 periods. Delaware Blue Hens 3, Villanova 1. We'll be back on the DHN after the second intermission.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more. Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. That second period, all Delaware. From the opening face-off all the way through to the final horn, turning a 1-0 deficit into a 3-1 advantage. And a look back at the highlights. Third minute, Brady Burke walking into the left dot, tying the game, and the Teddy Bears went flying. 2 minutes and 15 seconds later, Andrew Lowe, denied by Kapranov, but putting away the rebound was Cody Diaz to give the Hens the advantage. And in the closing moments of period number 2, Leighton Bajsadecki launching his 7th goal of the season past Dmitry Kapranov, making this a 3-1 contest through 40 minutes. The 6 seconds into the third period, play halted. The officials getting together. We heard a whistle not long after the initial face-off. Now Messrs. Anthony, Saracola, and Fannin getting together to compare notes. And this is going to be ruled an icing against Delaware. Will giving Todd Mittelmeyer the explanation. And now we're ready to roll as play resumes in the Hens' end. If you're just joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, tell your friends. This game far from over, and quite an entertaining contest to the first 40 minutes and 19 seconds. Hens in purple moving left to right in third period play. Wildcats in white moving right to left from our vantage point. Puck tipped out of play. Another Delaware zone face-off, I should say. as Tanner Mahoney takes this draw to the left of netminder Jacob Snellenberg, who through the first 40 minutes of action saved 20 of 21 total shots faced. Davis could not get past Berg. Panapresso picks up the loose puck and he feeds it to Mason Moore up the right wing boards. Centering feed upon gaining the zone to Liam Gott, who couldn't set up Mahoney on the doorstep. Puck is paddled wide by Kapranov, and this is worked clear by Reagan. Back to center, and he pushes it forward up the right wing boards, where Michael Bianco is checked off the puck by Liam Gott. They're tied up in the far corner. Puck ends up behind the net where Goose fed it to Moore. On up the middle comes Mahoney to head it 2-on-2. Play is good on the entry, said linesperson Sam Skripko. Mahoney, surrounded by white sweaters right in front of the Villanova bench, punches the puck into the far corner. Moore bodied down by Reagan. This ends up on the stick of Jonathan Naraki, who feeds the puck to his left, and Sebastian Novin working it from blue line to blue line, where Diaz gloves it down for the Hens. 80 seconds into the third period, and icing against the Delaware side will bring a face-off, presumably to, will it be the right or the left of Jacob Snellenberg? It's going to go to Snelly's left. Hens unable to change as a result of the icing. So Diaz remaining on for the draw across from Huard. Goose winds up. Race nearly even that time between Bajsadecki and the Villanova backchecker. But another icing will set up another defensive zone faceoff for the Hens with 95 seconds behind us here in period 3. Diaz won the draw across from Huard. Boyd to Goose. Diagonal breakout pass bounces off the stick of Diaz. Bajsadecki touch pass Diaz. Drop back to Bajsadecki. Through the slot he comes. Diaz crashing the net. Taken off his feet as he and Huard collided at the top of the blue paint. Lynch's breakout attempt was foiled by a Diaz check in the corner. Novin leaves this back to Lynch. Another failed breakout, just holding the point, was Finn Boyd for the Blue Hens, who will partially change up. Novin, hassled by Bajsadecki. To Lynch. Another botched breakout. This held in by Lowe. Shot covered up by Kapranov for a break in the action with 2 minutes and 26 seconds behind us in the third period. And Delaware earning an attacking zone faceoff after recording their 31st shot on goal of the afternoon. Puck tied up at the far half wall. Again, a healthy crowd here on hand at Fred Rust Arena on this Sunday afternoon, and you love to see it, as the hockey community here in the first state showing out for University of Delaware ACHA hockey. Hens with a 3-1 advantage here on this Sunday afternoon as Burke leaves the puck to Gibbons. Back across to Brady Burke, one of 3 Delaware goal scorers this afternoon. Cam Gibbons up the left wing boards to DeBolt, but he's slowed up in neutral territory. Vecchio recovers. Cross ice feed intended for Gibbons, right at center red, confronted by Austin. Play is whistle dead with 16:39 to go in this 3-1 hockey game. Face-off will be to the right of Kapranov. Won by the Hens. Ruel crashing the net. Could not get stick on puck as Kapranov freezes for the stoppage. Infanger and Davis meeting in the circle, top center for Villanova, fourth line center for Delaware. And the mismatch in the circle goes as expected. Todd Middlemeyer trying to take advantage of the other 3 mismatches, while the energy line ultimately is overpowered out of the Villanova zone. Bianco found O'Brien with a cross-ice pass, but the shot from the right dot was well off its mark. Stan Wheeler gains red, but launches the puck over the glass and out. We restart at center with the Mahoney line back on for Delaware. And Boyd beating a defender, feeding to Moore. Moore gains the zone. He's checked into the near glass by Rapatoni and ultimately separated from the puck. Christian Rapatoni slowed up in neutral territory by Mahoney. Moore recovers right at his own blue line. He's checked off the puck, and now Polsinelli walks deep into the Delaware zone where Boyd angles him to the far corner. Goose throws a shoulder. And McCormack keeps on ticking but can't pave a way to the cage. Mahoney heads a 3-on-2 Delaware counterattack. Centering pass. Got stick on puck but no control of the puck. Polsinelli gathers it back in for the Wildcats. He fails to clear. It's lobbed in lazily by Boyd from the left point. We work our way to the completion of 5 minutes in the third period. Hens with a 3-1 lead, looking for more. Moore couldn't get past on the doorstep. Whether you're a weekend warrior like me or a competitive athlete like these guys, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. And he's here for every athlete in your family. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings at Delaware Sports Medicine, including his new membership program, which offers priority appointments, nutrition and exercise coaching, discounted physiotherapy, shockwave therapy, and more. At desportsmed.com. Puck lofted up into the rafters with 14:33 to go. Bringing us a stoppage in play. Face-off will be right in front of our perch. And just above the Delaware blue line is Cody Diaz and Thomas Huard. Second line centers both ways meet for a draw which sees the Hens take advantage and now try to set up shop in the Villanova zone to build on their 2-goal advantage. In close was Bajsadecki looking for a second. Couldn't get the shot away on Kapranov. Naraki changes direction, beats a couple defenders in the neutral zone, clogging up the slot and punching the puck free was Spencer Spagnuolo. It's a good close-to-home defense from Spagnuolo, the most recent of a number of number 6s in Delaware blue and gold, playing steady, close-to-home physical defense. If you remember the name Harrison Chuma, you know the standard he set for those wearing number 6 in a Delaware sweater, and Spagnuolo in his first year with the Blue Hens, showing that he's up to the task too. Anderson floats the puck up ice, batted down by Carfey. He's bodied into the back glass by Berg. They're tied up as the puck ends up now in the far corner on the stick of Lepore. Lepore taken down by DeBolt. Vecchio looking for a way out. Panapresso breaks out to Berg up the right wing boards, and he comes. Berg outnumbered. He and Coughlin entering together. And Coughlin laying a body on Wheeler, forcing him to botch the breakout from the Villanova end. Here net front, Ruel Backhand shot off the feed from Panapresso. Caught and held for another break in play by Dmitry Kapranov with 12:47 to go in the third period of a 3-1 game. Delaware keeping the pressure on in earnest in the Villanova zone. But O'Brien finds a seam in the Delaware defense and pushes play back as far as the Hens line. Here's O'Brien on the entry. Walking in. Snellenberg says no. We'll give Snellenberg and his save just now another look. In came O'Brien, and Snellenberg stood his ground well for save number 22 on the afternoon. Attacking zone draw coming up for the Hens. After that long clear was right on target, and Kapranov was forced to play the puck. Mahoney stood up Bianco, but the puck made its way through traffic. Gibbons stripped of it by Davis. Moore recovers, sweeping down the middle to clog up the low slot. Mason Moore dodges a check, but he gives the puck away to Reagan over the Villanova blue line. Mahoney gives way to Davis. Peretti from behind the net. Unable to work clear. This is pushed up ice by Reagan. There will be no icing here. Time and space galore for Delaware's Mason Moore to play the puck, and he sends it up ice to Liam Gott, who throws it in from just over the blue line. Gott's going to keep the forechecking pressure on while the other Hens change with 11:17 to go. Takeaway from Berg as McCormack tried to advance up the left wing boards. McCormack got the puck back, but Panapresso wrestles it away at the top of the near circle. He failed to clear, and Polsinelli couldn't walk in up the goal line from the far corner. This wristed away. And icing waved off by Sam Skripko as Sebastian Novin put on the brakes in pursuit of that puck down toward the Villanova goal line. .10:40 to go from Fred Rust Arena. Delaware with a 3-1 lead as the pace slows down ever so slightly. Diaz around the horn. This comes to Berg. Back to Diaz at the right half wall. Into Bajsadecki, double teamed in the near corner. Bajsadecki sticked out by Lynch. Panapresso protecting. Berg steers a backhand in behind the net. Low works this around behind to the near corner. And Diaz, who's shoved off the puck by Lynch. Diaz plays the body on Polsinelli. Lynch right there, trying to recover for Villanova, but Diaz quick to counter for the home team. Puck is lofted up ice, brought down by Panapresso at his own blue line. Chipped in by Berg, so the Hens can dump and change just the same a few seconds after Villanova did just that. 9.5 minutes to go in a 3-1 contest. Advantage Delaware. Sullivan stripped of the puck by Coughlin, forced back into the neutral zone to recover. Play was offside momentarily. Huard tagged up. Now he turns on the pressure as Goose advances this to Chance DeBolt up the right wing boards. DeBolt gave it away at the Villanova blue line to Austin. Played across far side. Carfey tried to feed to Sullivan up the middle, but that pass was intercepted. Boyd throws it in toward the net. Here's Coughlin. 9 minutes to go. Back to Goose, right point. Shot was kicked away in traffic at the top of the slot. Boyd protecting for Delaware. The Albertan Cade Coughlin checked into the back glass by Huard. Puck squeaks clear. Vecchio holding on to it for the Hens. Goose again, a point shot. Caught Huard in the skate. And play is halted by the whistle of Evan Anthony. Let's see what he's got. Coughlin's off for a cross check. .11:26. Into the third period. Huard gone as well. So we're going to be 4-on-4 for the resumption of play. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 20, Cade Coughlin, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Villanova penalty assessed to number 12, Thomas Huard, 2 minutes for embellishment. Time of the penalties, 11 minutes, 26 seconds in the third period. Coughlin, 2 for cross-checking. Huard, 2 for embellishment at 11:26. So 4-on-4 for the next minute and 2 seconds at a takeaway from Mahoney at a shot deflected by Kapranov up out of play. 7:31 to go. A look ahead at Delaware's upcoming schedule. They head to Chicago next week for an ACHA nationwide showcase. And then following the Thanksgiving break, the Hens will host Kent State, coming in from Ohio for a weekend set. The first Friday and Saturday in December, and we'll have both of those games for you here on the Delaware Hockey Network. And a homecoming to Fred Rust Arena for Kent State's Nicholas Falkowski, who called this rink home during his time with the Salesianum School. Delayed penalty coming up against the Hens as Will Fannon's arm popped right up in the air. Kapranov's out of the cage. And now Naraki gives the puck away, and the Hens will go down a man.
Doors closing.
Gott gonna go for a hold. And then 2 more for unsportsmanlike conduct. So 4 minutes on the board. Next to Liam Gott's number. And this, a crucial kill for the Blue Hens, as the door is wide open now. For the Wildcats to capitalize, and wouldn't you know it, they take advantage on the first half of the Gott double minor. Davis lighting the lamp, making this a 1-goal game. So a power play goal. A power play goal from Charles Davis. With 6.5 minutes to go And the holding minor has expired. Still 2 minutes on the penalty clock as a result of the unsporting conduct minor. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 77, Liam Gott. 2 minutes for holding plus 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 19 seconds in the third period. Gott, 2 for holding, 2 more for unsportsmanlike conduct at 13-19. The Villanova goal was the 5th of the season and 2nd of the game, scored by number 71, Charles Davis, assisted by number 3, James Reagan. Time of the power play goal, 13 minutes, 30 seconds of the third period. Davis's 5th, 2nd of the game, assisted by Reagan at 13:30. It was a power play goal. Face off to Snellenberg's left after the save, his 23rd of the afternoon. Diaz finds Lowe. Played back to Gibbons. 5.5 minutes to go. And this puck bounced off the cap rail. Bit of an optical illusion given the refraction of the glass. We thought that ended up on the spectator side of the glass, but no, it stayed in. .42 seconds to go on the Gott penalty. Here's O'Brien bulldozing in. A stick check separates him from the puck as momentum carried him behind the goal. Peretti to Lynch just inside the line. Opening fire, and the rebound is in after Snellenberg made the initial save. So the Wildcats making the Hens pay, scoring on both halves of the Liam Gott double minor. And we've got ourselves a brand new hockey game. Final 5 minutes. And the slate has been wiped clean. Villanova goal, his 5th of the season. Scored by number 16, Michael Bianco. Assisted by number 4, Thomas Lynch, and number 27, Davian Peretti. Time of the power play goal, 15 minutes, 6 seconds in the third period. Bianco's 5th from Lynch and Peretti at 15:06. It was a power play goal. Can't so much fault Snelly for that one. He was swarmed, he was screened, and the Wildcats capitalized on a net front rebound opportunity to tie the game on a second consecutive power play goal. Of note, all 3 Villanova goals today have come with the man advantage. Three minutes to go in regulation. Long shot from the point, and Panapresso intercepted right at the release. Amid a delayed offside, Panapresso dumped the puck back in to the Villanova zone to facilitate a change, and DeBolt was offside here as Vecchio came back in over the stripe. With a listen-first approach that creates a unique solution for your circumstances, the expert team at the Law Office of Heather A. Long are committed to providing empathetic and compassionate legal representation for individuals who have suffered injuries. To schedule a free consultation, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. .225 to go. In a 3-3 hockey game from Fred Rust Arena. Vecchio with the takeaway after Coughlin laid a check on Peretti. Here Kapranov with the save, and for the second straight night, Anthony Saracolas got to get in the middle of college-age boys taking exception to each other. If you were with us on the DHN last night, in Drexel's 5-2 win over William Patterson, we saw both Jimmy Jacobs and Matt Harris notch Gordie Howe hat tricks as they both got 5 and a DQ for fighting midway through the third period. 2:10 remaining. Attacking zone draw upcoming for the Blue Hens. Up to 41 total shots, and Danny Berg holds center point off the Mahoney win. Novin recovers. This is advanced by Anderson across ice to Christian Lepore, walking in, shooting. Snellenberg with the save in the secondary as well. Puck loose in front, trying to backhand it in, and doing so was Anderson. And the Wildcats have taken the lead. Three unanswered goals. Delaware devastation. As finding the loose puck was Dylan Anderson. To put it on net. And reclaim the lead for the Villanova Wildcats. Villanova goal, his 4th of the season. Scored by number 7, Dylan Anderson. Assisted by number 16, Michael Bianco. Time of the goal, 18 minutes, 10 seconds in the third period. Anderson's 4th from Bianco at 18:10. Desperation setting in for the Blue Hens as we've reached the final minute of the third period. Things oh so good through 2. But a major shift in momentum, 2 power play goals for the Wildcats. Turned a 3-1 Delaware lead into a deadlock. And then Anderson, with 110 seconds to go, potting the go-ahead for Villanova. Extra attacker is on for the Hens. And the wide shot from Davis is picked up now by Mahoney. Moore chips this away. 20 seconds to go. Moore net front feed to Bajsadecki, who was wide from the opposite side of the crease. In comes Panapresso, 10 seconds to go. Moore throws it in close. Scrum net front, where is it? Panapresso lofted it over the crossbar. 3-2, Berg, last chance. Kapranov stands his ground, and Villanova has defeated Delaware, and all hell breaking loose behind the Villanova goal at the conclusion of the contest. The final score, Villanova Wildcats 4, Delaware Blue Hens 3. Final shots on goal, Villanova 29, Delaware 44. Fans, it is time for the Sid's Barbecue and Jerky 3 stars of the game. Today's 3rd star with a goal and 2 assists for Villanova, number 16, Michael Bianco. The number 2 star with a goal and an assist for Delaware, number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. And the number 1 star of the game with the game-winning goal for Villanova, number 7, Dylan Anderson. So the Wildcats, on the strength of a 41-save afternoon from Dmitry Kapranov, improved to 7-2-1 on the year. Delaware drop another, and they will head to Chicago 8-7-1 on the year. Plenty of moments for optimism in this contest. The Hens putting together a strong second period rally to go up 3-1. But then, in the final 6.5 minutes, 2 power play goals from the Villanova Wildcats. One from Charles Davis, one from Michael Bianco. Shifting things back in the visitors' favor. And Dylan Anderson with the game winner amid a net front scrum surrounding Jacob Snellenberg, the decision maker on this Sunday afternoon. As devastation and disappointment shroud Fred Rust Arena in deep stretch on this Sunday afternoon. Our thanks to you all for joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Our videographer is Saunders Penn. Our production assistant is Eli Swope. Our co-executive producer is Molly Jo Rosen. Our assistant producers are Broadway Joe Sindoni and Trey Wright. I'm James Witherite. Thank you all for your company on this Sunday afternoon. Once again, the final score, Villanova 4, Delaware 3. We'll see you next weekend with Delaware Blue Hens ACHA Men's Division II hockey on Friday night as the Hens take on the Seahawks of UNC Wilmington in the first half of a DHN doubleheader. And then back to Philadelphia we go on Saturday for a Drexel doubleheader right here on the Delaware Hockey Network, all brought to you by the law office of Heather Ray Long. Good night to you all, and we'll see you again soon.